You know, Pop Blossom plus the Jarvan ult, plus the ability to follow
also,
up flag
think about the Cataclysm Ghoulie Wall Venn diagram.
God. And they put Tibbers in there!
Oh my god.
Oh.
Flaming Bear Circle?
And, their mid laner was not anywhere nearby, so...
Delight. Delight is nearby. So is Viper, though, and they're flashing for it. Cocoon barely missing. And Perfect is just going to go down. That is first blood going over to Viper of all people.
From Viper.
All right, Peter going to get a snare onto Delight. He doesn't have a large health bar as he goes up into the sky, but the Spider does have to come down. So that is going to be a kill going on over to Cuz. A pretty happy Jarvan here who does want to get accelerated in this game.
So now there's no one dealing with top, although Zaya should be able to catch some of these.
God,
and
the
it's just
skin
a free
is so
dragon.
cute as well. The Ghoulie cat wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only Yorick skin you're allowed to play it.
It's pretty good. There have been some real weird ones that we've seen. I don't know whether that just makes him a gardener or something, but I don't know.
I feel that way when I clean a litter box in the morning.
Yeah, well, Peanut feels that way right now as he is in a little bit of trouble, but the rest of his team's here to try and defend him. Good flash out from Cuz, but Zeus there to defend him immediately. Great knockup from the Fates Call, though, and they execute the Ambessa. And now Delight just has to try and bail out of it. But look, Zekker's also losing a trade here in this mid lane. And it's not over yet. There's the Cocoon landing. The Ren to slow down Delight. The flash forward from Peter. He's not giving this Spider any way out. And KT back on the board in a big way.
Yeah, things and be a 5-man unit that only comes around once in a while.
Yep, Delight gonna have to flash immediately here as well. They turn the Cocoon onto him because Delight knows that he has no other way out. And it is now just the Goon Squad, man. They're just moving around, looking to try and take down everyone that they can find. It is going to be one of the grubs being taken here, but that is still going to be feats of strength, able to go over to KT, or at least a third of one. As now Perfect just back into domination position here.
And KT will take the rest of the grubs, so at least Peanut was able to get one. He's also kind of hanging around here because Zeka has prio.
And it used to be that taking one of the grubs felt really good because you denied like the objective and all that sort of stuff.
Some pretty good plays so far this game already. Yep, Viper.
Oh dear. Well, Pop Blossom is going to come on through there, and Peanut comes on over, but Viper is already dead. So Peanut gets in there, throws out a thing, and then says, no, I will leave. And does so. Now Cuz coming on over, gets the flash out of Zeka, and then puts him in the Cataclysm. And he's just waiting for some way to get out. He is going to be able to do so as, oh my goodness.
Don't do it!
That's a tilt.
Don't do it!
He hits him with the flag and takes down the Azir.
You're just not that safe. Like, Delight has died 3 times this game, getting caught or basically trying to bail somebody else out who was caught. Because it's more valuable for him to die than somebody else. But either way,
they'll quite get here in time if they do decide to go for the dive. The shovel comes out as Peanut. Let's see whether they can actually finish him off before this bottom lane arrives. Peanut having to flash because the Ghoulie Wall caught him in a very awkward scenario. And Cuz, of course, going to get on in here. Public execution comes down, but Cuz, eyes on the prize, and is going to be able to take down the overgrown Poro. Peanut nowhere to go and will just be eviscerated. So Cuz continues the onslaught. 4-0, not over. And this turret, it's going to go down. So that'll be first turret going over to HLE. That's going to give them a legitimate gold lead at this point in time. As KT look to grab themselves a Rift Herald. Yep, let's see whether KT are going to get the memo or not. As there's the Glacial Prison. The combo comes in. Tibbers goes down as well. But Cuz just manages to kill the Ambassador. They go 1 for 1. But it is still HLE with control of the river. That was pretty sexy, I have to say. As 4 versus 5, Perfect is still in the bottom lane. And Peter is not going to be stealing anything away with a Blooming Burst.
Somehow we're able to just walk up and start this dragon.
Yep, Rift Herald is just going to take down the mid outer turret, and that is the price that KT are going to have to pay for Soul Point. I think they'll probably pay it gladly, as they will get another charge. Maybe not quite as glad, as we'll see whether a Ghoulie Wall is going to come on through. It's not.
Delight's going to just zoom away with his dash cannon, but I think for KT, you're very happy because, well, might be happier.
Yep, Viper is just going to get cataclysmed. Flashes out of that one. Does definitely have to do so as the Fates Call comes in. Peter finds the Pop Blossom, and down goes Peanut.
Here for free. And KT got an objective without having to fight. And I think they're super happy with that because no matter what, they would not have been able to fight for that dragon had Hanwha Life Esports just not set up for it. They were so late to drop the Herald. Sure, they traded for turrets, but top laner that is definitely felt here for KT Rolster.
Ooh. Peter in a little bit of trouble, but now it's Cuz actually that is almost just taken out, and in fact the burn will be enough. Viper locks down the kill in the end. And losing your jungler right now, a pivotal moment here with the Otacon available in HLE. They could get an absolutely massive advantage by taking this down, and they know it. They're going to get on the objective immediately.
Yeah, and for KT, you just have to index into trying to take out these turrets, but the mid turret is so healthy.
Yeah, public execution brings AS over the wall there as the Fate's call is going to bring back Peter. Maybe a little bit overly enthusiastic there from the top laner, but still, the Otacon goes down. And that is just stats and experience that KT will not be able to get themselves.
And that's significant because, like you said, this dragon is KT's only thing to fight for. They're catching Zeus.
This would be a better kill as there's the flash forward from Doctom. So many sticks and down he goes.
Uh-oh.
Right before the dragon. And I said the last kill could potentially impact the dragon. It turns out, yes, it could, especially if he dies again as the flash tibbers. The repel does come on in though. Peter with the pop blossom is fantastic. Empress divide from Zeka, but he's so low. Perfect's going to be able to get on top of the Azir, and Cuz is still fighting. Doctom is massive. Delight manages to get out. Viper as well, but they're not going to be stopping this Infernal Soul. KT?
I mean,
really?
They might have done it, Atlas. I mean, I still think that Zeus is 1-4 in this game. Went Edge of Night. Interestingly enough, didn't notice that until now, but finally hoping to get that mid turret. This route onto Peanut will certainly help.
Yeah, KT with eyes on the prize actually able to get this early rotation over, and the bear comes down. Delight in a lot of trouble, but does go up into the sky to keep himself alive. Perfect there with the shovel, able to take this one down as Cuz is battling against Zeus. Zeus gets into the mix, but is immediately taken down. The culling will be cancelled, and that is not the right Nico. Zeka throws out the Emperor's Divide, but it's very defensive, but maybe it's defensive enough as Viper just going ballistic. Doctom gonna go down, and there is the KT throwaway. Ladies and gentlemen, HLE, they picked their moment, and this was about the last chance they had.
Viper said, you know what? I will clean up the fight. I will pop off at the end of it. Oh, those low health bars. Viper goes in for the chase. And once again, Viper will clean up HLE's mess. And KT will not be the first team to punish what has been otherwise a very shaky HLE. And the 11th time in a row. I mean, HLE now going up to 12 wins.
All right, there are 2 minions here. There are a lot of minions here. So Peter, he's going to do his very best to try and defend this, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. As now BDD comes over, he's flashing forward. Okay, half the health bar on the Nexus. Can they keep it alive is the question, as Viper needs another couple of shots, and it's Zeus that has to do it. The Nexus survives. We are in this game for at least a little bit longer as the counter race comes in.
What an insane game this is turning out to be.
Does nothing as well.
The Emperor's Divide from Zeka denies it, and Viper just follows through, and he and Zeka do clean up house. And it's Hanwha Life getting the full ace if he's given enough time, but
BDD is looking to spot that one out. As you can see here, HLE had started this one up, but BDD has found Delight. He spotted out. It was a cunning ruse, but it's not going to quite work out. There is now Viper looking for Cuz. He just flags and drags and gets himself out. And now Fate's call going to come on through. Down goes the Nico, but can KT actually find an angle as Peanut goes down? Now the only smite is over the side of KT. The flash forward, down goes Viper. Delight, can you save the game? The Nexus turrets are respawning, and he cannot kill them. Oh no, the itsy bitsy spider. He went up the spout, but he didn't read the patch notes.
Oh no, Delight didn't track those Nexus timers. Down he goes. Here, BDD scouting that flank from Delight, scouting it out, punishing him, then TPing into the fight. And Hanwha Life, I think they tried to get a little bit too tricky here. And KT Rolster in a great position to try to end this game now. However, Viper up in 3. They can't kill the Nexus, but maybe they can win a fight with Elder.
Yep, I mean, they've got the Elder Drake, right? So they should be in a good position to win a fight, but it's going to have to be an honest 5v5 to light up in 2 seconds' time.
Peter is holding the mid wave. There is a ward in the main base. Zeus' teleport's coming back soon, so and maybe Hanwha Life could just stave off the pressure for 30 more seconds here.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a lot of mitigation here from HLE as the mid-inner turret does go down like you were talking about.
Viper's ult.
Yeah, that's just to try and clear out the wave as best they can. HLE is still formidable from here as we can see, but it is going to cost them the inhibitor no matter what. Now the fight is attempted to be started.
BDD got back without using teleport, so he can teleport back into the fight after he defends this.
Well, Tibbers does go down. Man, the Pyro Blast Blast doing a lot of damage there as Zeka has to run away from an angry Tibbers.
Okay, they're going to now use this Kalista to try to rush down this Baron. They have all that extra Rin damage. They have essentially 2 smites here. BDD can TP in straight into the middle of this fight, but he's chasing Zeka now.
Yep, Zeus has a good angle as Viper is hitting mainly the Baron right now. The Culling not doing a whole lot of work as it is going to be the Baron secured by KT. And HLE, they're pausing. They're not quite sure what they want to do in this moment. Fate's Call going to be committed to.
Zeus doesn't commit to anything. He just sits on the flank, doesn't actually commit in. And
he makes the, the ghouly cataclysm Venn diagram. Maybe that's how you do it.
Zeus this time unseen. This time unseen. They don't know where he is. BD wants to check. Blast Cone taken away. He knows he's likely there.
Yeah. He is now over the wall. He can use this Blast Cone, gets in behind the rest of his team.
Is this just checkmate?
Vesser is wrapping around. It's just going to be a 50-50. Peter goes golden, breaks an arm guard there as the Maiden getting amongst it, and it's Cuz that takes down the Elder. Peter will find the Pop Blossom before going down, and Zeus is having to flash out of there. BDD gets over, destroys the Lucian. The Emperor's Divide goes down, but you cannot divide by Dragon. And KT will get the ace, and they are going to win this game.
I think in this series, Cuz showing up big. They've been calling him the Dragon Slayer, and he slayed the biggest of them all.
He slayed all of them. Actually, every single one. Only the Otacon, but that's not a dragon. That does not count. And KT join Gen G as one of the only teams to defeat HLE this season. Absolutely absurd.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.